Welcome to the Weybourne Atmospheric Observatory. My name's Grant Forster. I'm the manager here at the facility. We make a range of atmospheric pollution measurements here, including greenhouse gases, which are part of the UK NERC-funded Dare UK programme. So today I'm just going to take you on a quick tour of the facility and tell you a little bit more about it. But Weybourne is located on the North Norfolk coast in the UK. We're a coastal site, very close to the sea. You can see here behind me. If you look directly north of Weybourne, so directly over the sea, you'll see there's nothing until we reach the Arctic. So sometimes we receive very clean air. Majority of the time we receive polluted air. So if it's coming from the east, we tend to receive polluted air from continental Europe, and if it's coming from the south or the west, we tend to get pollution from the UK. The air which we analyse is drawn into the observatory from the top of these masts, which are 10 metres high. The air is drawn in through various inlet tubes and it's fed to the various instruments inside the observatory. Okay, so here we are with our first instrument. This is a Ferrier Transform infrared spectrometer, which makes high precision measurements of carbon dioxide, methane and nitrous oxide, which are all very important to Dare UK. So the air is drawn from the top of the sampling mass into a reaction cell within the instrument. It's here it meets an infrared light source. As the air contains greenhouse gases that absorb infrared light at different wavelengths, we see a reduction in the amount of light in the cell. Now we can use this loss of infrared light to quantify the concentrations of the various greenhouse gases in the sample. Here you can see me just looking through some of the output from the last hour. So we've got an example of nitrous oxide in the bottom here and methane on the top. Here we have a second measurement of atmospheric carbon dioxide. Once again, this takes advantage of the fact that carbon dioxide absorbs infrared light. But as well as carbon dioxide, this instrument can also measure atmospheric oxygen concentrations, which can be used to learn a lot about the carbon cycle, as carbon dioxide and oxygen are very closely linked through various anthropogenic and natural processes. We can quantify the amount of oxygen in the atmosphere using its reaction with a lead fuel cell. However, as oxygen makes up 21% of the atmosphere, it's very difficult to make high precision measurements, as we need to quantify tiny differences in a gas which makes up 21% of the atmosphere. To give you an idea of how challenging oxygen measurements can be, at the beginning of 2020, we had a crow decide to nest on top of one of our masts, and just the act of the crow breathing was enough to interfere with our measurements, so we had to relocate our inlets for that period. Sometimes we need to make measurements of parameters using instrumentation which isn't available at the observatory, so we collect bags and send them off for analysis. Here is an example of the bags that we would collect to send to Royal Holloway University, and they analyse these bags for the carbon-13 content of atmospheric methane. This very large instrument measures atmospheric radon. Radon is produced from the decay of uranium and it's emitted from all landmasses. As radon is inert, it doesn't react with other atmospheric trace gases. Due to its relatively short half-life, typically less than 4 days, we can use radon as a tracer to estimate how little land contact an air mass has had recently. The reason that the instrument is so large is because we need to sample a lot of air in order to achieve the very low levels of detection which are essential in helping to define these clean air theories. Thank you for taking a look at our tour today. We hope it's given you an idea of the activities we get up to at Weybourne as part of Dare UK. We'd just like to thank the National Centre for Atmospheric Sciences who fund the greenhouse gas measurements at Weybourne. Without NCAS, these measurements wouldn't happen. If you'd like to learn more about Weybourne, please check out our webpage. See it there, weybourne.uea.ac.uk, or drop me an email. Hope you have a good day. Thank you.